Hello, everyone. We will go into our meditation and breathing practice today. So, the last session we did a review of the pranayama that we did in previous sessions. So, those were the 3-part breath, soft belly breathing, the 3-part breath, the yawning breath, alternate nostril breathing, and did I get everything? Oh, yeah, an ujjayi breath. So those 4 or 5 breaths, so soft belly, 3-part breath, yawning breath, alternate nostril breathing, and ujjayi breath can pretty much be done by anyone at any time. So there's really no restrictions of those breathing exercises. They're really beneficial for pretty much everybody, and there's no real risk in practicing them. Now, there isn't really a risk in practicing any pranayama exercises, provided you do it mindfully. But the ones we're going to get into today, you will see that they will be a little bit more activating. So for some people, it may not be appropriate, and I will go through that. So actually, we will do one more that is appropriate for everyone else, and then I will add 1 or 2 more. So we'll start today with alternate nostril breathing just to kind of get into the groove, and then I will introduce the new pranayama to you. All right, so make sure that you're in a comfortable position like we practiced in our last setup. So this could be in Virasana, sitting on the sort of not on the very back of the chair, but sort of in the middle of the chair, so your back can be pulled away from the rest. Maybe you want to have a support for your lower back. That's okay. You could sit cross-legged with something under your knees. So just so you have a comfortable position and that you can sustain for a little bit of time. So I'll just give you a chance to get settled. So once you're in position, press down to the right sitting bone and lengthen the right side of the body. Press down to the left sitting bone and lengthen the left side of the body so that you feel this kind of stretching of the spine. So we'll begin with a few rounds of alternate nostril breathing. You can begin by blocking the right nostril and breathe out the left side. Breathe in the left side. And remember, you can open the sinuses by stretching the skin out to the side. Hold your breath lightly at the top, and then you can switch hands, or you can just release your thumb and breathe out the right. Stay here, breathe in. Light hold, and then switch. Inhale, left side. Pause, exhale, right side. If you can, try to slow down the breath, making it quiet. you are using one hand and you're getting tired, you could always switch to the other hand. Again, these are my rules, they're not traditional, so I feel like you should do what feels comfortable. Let's complete this exercise the next time you exhale on the right. Just release and breathe. So for the next exercise, slowly open your eyes. This is the Bhramari breath. So this is the breath we often call the bumblebee breath because it is a buzzing sound. And what we're trying to do is initiate a vibration throughout the skull. So basically in our brain. What you need to do for this one is to block your ears with your thumb, kind of Bullwinkle style, and then hold your cranium like so. Don't do it just yet, because otherwise if you block your ears, you won't be able to hear me. But basically you're gonna do this, then you'll take a deep breath in, and you'll make a bee sound, a buzzing sound. So we're gonna do it the first 5 times. I just want you to observe what it's like. So thumbs in the ears, holding the head like this. So you're gonna put just light pressure in your thumbs. Breathe in and make a sound. So you're essentially breathing out your nose. So we will try this and in just a moment, so you can get yourself set up. And if you're ready to go, you can start. Going to disconnect the audio just for a moment so that it'll be easier for me to demonstrate. So we'll do 5 in our own time, then relax and just observe.
So just notice any feelings of change in the way you feel, the way it feels inside your head. So the next time we're going to do this, so we'll do it again for another 5, is what we're going to do is we're going to bring our fingers onto our sense organs. So we're going to bring the pinky fingers to the corners of our lips, the ring fingers just not to like press or close the sinuses, but on the outside of the nose. So just kind of at this level, I'm not blocking my nose. I'm right here. The middle fingers are going to just gently close the eyelids without putting pressure on the eyes. The index fingers will be on the temples and the thumbs in the ears. So you're kind of creating a mask. So what this does is you're going to isolate the vibration even more. And what I would like you to observe in this one is, where do you feel vibration in your head and where do you not feel vibration? And see if you can adjust the tone of the sound and move the vibration around the head. You can practice like moving it to the front, moving it to the back, feeling it at the crown of the head, feeling it on the sides, and trying to, by the 5th one, even out the sound. So just play. Sometimes just like the slight adjustment of the sound will affect the vibration. I will warn you, when you do this, can feel a little claustrophobic, just go with it. Just, if you can, just release into it. So when you're ready, we'll do 5, just in your own time. Different, right? Not if it feels a little bit different, right? So this breathing exercise that we just did in Sanskrit is called the Bhramari breath. We translate it into English as the bumblebee or buzzing breath. Actually has been proven to have a cooling effect on the brain. So when there are traumatic brain injuries or when someone has inflammation in the brain, this breathing exercise has proven to be very healing and therapeutic. So I've also found that it's very useful when you have for headaches, migraines. It's you probably feel like a really nice sense of calm now, and it really changes sort of the thought patterns. And I think it also it feels as though, although I can't say for sure, it wakes up certain parts of the brain because you're actually creating some kind of vibration in that area. So in moments of stress, when our body's in that fight or flight reptilian brain, which is located at the back of your head, and you do this exercise, it kind of takes you out of the reptilian brain. At least this is my experience. We're out of the reptilian brain and brings you sort of into a more fuller awareness using like the more mature parts of your brain that make better decisions. So we're going to move on. I will bring back the sound.
I would encourage you to practice this breathing exercise as one of your pranayamas that you're rotating through because it is so awesome. I also find, before we move on, that the bumblebee breath or the Bhramari breath is really beneficial for brain fog. So kind of like it has like this many functions, but one of them is when you're if you're feeling frantic and stressed, it kind of calms the mind. If you're feeling really agitated and irritable, it cools, like it kind of cools the system. And if you're feeling very sluggish and very like brain foggy, it also dissipates that brain fog. So it has like this really amazing trio effect. So we're going to move on to a little bit more intense breathing exercises. The first one is called breath of fire or Bhastrika breathing. Bhastrika is actually billows. So it's really better translated as billows breath. Billows are the things that, blow air into a fire. So it ignites the fire. So Bhastrika breathing is really to ignite the Agni in our body. This style of Bhastrika breathing is a lot more gentle than the one that I was taught originally, which is very intense. This one can be done by pretty much everyone unless they have a shoulder injury, because there is some arm actions for this. It really works kind of like it also is a decongestant. So give it a try. We're not going to do like too many or too extremes. Actually, we're going to start with about 10. Okay, so here's the position. You start like this, your elbows against your ribs. You inhale and stretch up and your hands are open, and then you exhale and you close your fists and let your elbows tap your sides. So it's like so. So basically this is the action. Inhale, up, exhale, tap. Inhale, up, exhale, tap. So we will go a little quicker. So the pace would be something like this. Like so. This is one of those things, if you'd like to blow your nose first, it's helpful. All right, so we will begin about 10. Exhale. And release. You may feel a little heating up of the body. This is a very detoxifying breath that also encourages healthy Agni in the abdomen. Let's do it again. This time we're going to do 20. If you're having shoulder issues, then you don't have to do it. You can just do like so. So I find when you don't use the arms, it's actually more intense of a breathing exercise because you're kind of like constricting that fiery experience into your core. So it is more intense. But if you use your arms, you're kind of distributing it a bit more. But if you have a shoulder issue, obviously you have to be mindful of that. When you're ready, just relax. We'll do one more round followed by about 15 minutes of meditation or so. So we'll do one more round and I'll just let you slip into your meditation. So whenever you're ready, you can begin your breathing. I'm going to prepare the timer so that I can keep us on track. So you can begin whenever you're ready, about 20, then relax into your meditation. So just enjoy the stillness within the stillness of this time of day. And if there isn't too much stillness around you, you can imagine the stillness that exists even in a busy time or busy place. Or you be the stillness. Using your inhalation, just perk up your spine a little bit. What can you soften? What can you let go of? Can you relax your abdomen? If it would be helpful for you, you can pick up the mantra so hum, so hum, so on the inhale, hum on the exhale. So hum, so hum. Normally, these mantras are said silently, and they're just a way to guide you back into presence. So when you find that you're distracted, you use the mantra to guide you back. Then you can let go of the mantra and sink deeper into your meditation. Relax. So hum, so hum, so hum. So hum, so hum, so hum. Let go, relax. Inhale to boost your posture. Exhale to release tension from your shoulders, neck, and jaw. Feel grounded and light. Let's see if you can narrow your focus just for the last couple minutes. Stretch your arms overhead. Rotate your shoulders. Yawn. Shake out your wrists and your arms and your shoulder. You can change your posture if you'd like. Did that feel long? Did it feel fast? Didn't it feel long for some of you? Sort of long for others? You can use the chat function. Tell me how it went. Well, what I have found in the main barriers to meditation with my students and with myself when I first started was comfortability. So if my posture wasn't comfortable, yes, it can be long and hard on the knees. It can be long and it can feel like your feet are asleep. So you kind of know that if after 15 minutes you are uncomfortable, then maybe you need to have like more support underneath you, more support underneath the legs. Maybe you might want to try sitting in a chair or on like an exercise ball. Interesting, one of you felt it was very relaxing, but it got very warm halfway through. Some of you felt very comfortable in Virasana. I think it's a matter of practice because also the mind has this tendency to try to get your attention. Like, hey, by the way, you have an itch. Hey, by the way, your knee is a little bit sore. And even if the knee isn't sore, like at that moment, the idea is that you kind of like, it kind of says, well, you're a little bit uncomfortable. In 5 minutes or in 2 minutes, you're going to be even more uncomfortable. You should move now. Now you should move. And it kind of plays these like games with you. Like, hey, pay attention to me. Hey, I have this to tell you. Hey, your shoulder, it's a little bit tight. By the way, this, and it's like, it's kind of like our job to just sort of filter through what's important from that information and what's not. So kind of like being on the receiving side of those frantic thoughts, sometimes frantic, sometimes not, and just kind of like find, if you do need to make a slight adjustment, make the adjustment, but try to make the adjustments like learning from your practice the day before so that, you would try something new. If you feel cold, because when you do relax, your temperature usually will release, your body temperature will go down as you release tension. So maybe you want to wear socks, maybe you want to be a bit extra warm. So the idea is just to learn from each practice, and it's not about doing better, it's just about learning, basically learning to have that patience, with your body, learning to have that patience with your mind, so that your mind can do that monkey thing and you can just do your still thing, and eventually it sort of balances out. All right, so that's it for this meditation. We'll see you. We'll do a little bit more meditation later on.